Hello everyone, this is Ben Filla from UC Clermont College in the BLT department. I'm going to take you through Flipgrid. Flipgrid is a really cool tool that was developed in the last couple of years by the University of Minnesota and is kind of an alternate format discussion board, very similar to VoiceThread, that allows students to post video responses to your prompts. Excuse me, and it is available on the PC and the iPad, and I believe they're working on it currently for the phone if it's not already available. So I'm going to click on Get Started. So I'm going to take you through this as if you were brand new, which perhaps you are. So I'm going to scroll down here, and you're going to select your university option, Next Step. And it's going to let you know that for $60 you can get 5 grids, which is for 5 classes. And it's unlimited questions per grid, and then unlimited responses per question. And that's, again, $60 per year. And I just got my license today. Thank you, BLT. And if you just want to try it out, you're going to click on Demo, and that'll give you 3 weeks for free. So let me take you through what you're able to do with that sort of thing. So I'm going to click on Admin to log into my account, and then I will take you on a little tour. Okay, so we're all logged in, and you can see what I did with my free trial. So I hadn't been using it this past semester, and my trial lapsed. So for $60, again, now I'm set up for 5 classes, and I'll be able to use that for through the year. And what's unique is that even though for $40 additional I could have 10 classes to work with, each question has its own link. So I will give you an example. So I'm going to click on my class here, and then here is the question that I posed to my students. So we'll take a look at this, and here is the link to that specific question. So I'm going to click on that so you can see what my students saw. Here's the question. Watch the following video and comment. So this was a YouTube video that I shared that had just come out from Khan Academy about learning. So this was an intro to discussion board type of question, and I wanted students to respond either here within Flipgrid, or I wanted them to respond in the discussion board. And so some of them chose to do that. You can see what the question was here as well. So let me hop back to this real quick. And this is an example of what a student response would look like.
I believe that I am a hands-on learner and a visual learner. I like to...
Okay, so that was Michelle from last year. And this, just as an example, this was me using the iPad app version of Flipgrid. So it worked really well also. All right. So here's the important thing. How do you set up a class, and how do you add questions? So I'm going to add another grid, which is the equivalent of adding a course. So I'm going to click Add Grid 2 of 5. And you get 45 characters to name your grid. So for this summer upcoming, I've got OATN 2020. You can create a custom grid hash. So if you leave blank, it'll randomly generate characters. Otherwise, I could call it something like OATN 2020, and it'll let you know if it's available or not. I'm going to blank that out just so you can see what a random hash looks like. I could choose to make this private, so I could add a password there if I wanted to. I could choose to moderate the grid, so before video responses are added, I can choose to keep that on or off. If I want it to be active, yes or no, and then notify me every time a new video response has been published. So I could play around with all these different settings, and I could say Add New Grid. Okay, and we've added a grid, so that's great. Right away I can add a new question, but I'm going to show you how to do that without the prompt. So we'll close that out. So now you can see I've got 2 courses set up here, each with their own unique color schemes. Let you know how many questions you have within those courses, And you can control their activity, whether or not they're available here, yes or no. Notify me if new questions or new responses have been posted, yes or no. This also, if you click on the lock within your course, it'll take you back to security and privacy settings. So I can cancel that. And if I want to edit this specifically, so let's say I no longer want to call this my spreadsheet apps course, I could call this something else. We'll update that info, and it changes here. And to delete a grid, take care of that. Now, new questions. So I've got one existing question in my 1018 course. I want to add a new question here. So I could enter more text like I have available here, or I could do a video question, which is always more fun for the students to see you. And here I am. So peeking over the screen. So I could record a question, and I can play with filters here also. Scratchy. I'm all washed out. So I'll say blah, and everything looks good. Oh my goodness. So all right. So I would say 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome to the course. In this space, I want you to respond with your why you're taking this class, what year you are in school, what your hopes and dreams are for following school, and then talk about your experience using spreadsheets, specifically Excel. So I'll stop. Hey everybody, welcome to the course. In this space, I want you to respond with your why you're taking this class, what year you are in school, what your hopes and dreams are for following school, and then talk about your experience using spreadsheets, specifically Excel. So yay, I watched the video, I'm excited by it. We'll add a question, we'll call it, or a title rather. We'll call this one Introduction. And you can play with bold italics. You can add a link if you want to. And then here's a date. Question active, yes or no. So if you're familiar with Blackboard, of course you have a lot of options to attach to everything that you post. So I'll say save. And that's it. So now I can share this link here. To share later, I'm going to click on this button. So I'm going to close this out so you can see what this looks like. So actually I created this in the 1018, which you probably caught and I didn't until just now. So here's the second question. It was a video question created just now with no responses, no views. And we'll make it active. I can edit this if I decided that that was kind of silly, and we'll take another shot at it, or we'll just delete it. So are we sure we want to delete this question? Doing so, we'll delete every response associated. Yes, we have no responses. We'll go ahead and get rid of that one. Here also, if I click on this question, you can take a look at the responses posted here. So that's Flipgrid in a nutshell. That's really kind of a fun and dynamic way to kind of bring some life to discussions. So if you have any questions, feel free to stop by or email me, and I'd be glad to help you out with a little more of what I know.